Welcome to Fulham Fix. Felix, how you doing, bud?
I'm all right, Ivan. I'm sort of nursing my wounds after the weekend. I was listening to. I didn't make it. So well done to all the Fulham fans that made it up to Newcastle because I had a
Mm.
lot of travel stuff. But I was listening to it out in town and yeah, nursing my wounds a little bit from it. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's always gutting, especially when you think the point's in the bag.
Yeah,
You've just got to hold on for a minute or two more and they're lovely to be, when they go your way, those last minute winners, there's no better feeling in football. When they go against you, there's no worse feeling, is there? Like there really is no worse feeling and yeah, it was tough and it was one of those things woke up Sunday morning, was feeling all right, remembered the game.
yeah, yeah.
Ruined my morning. But
You know, this is so Fulham fanish of me. Like, what I could feel it was happening, and just for benefit of everyone listening, because obviously this episode is timeless. We're referring to Fulham have just been beaten 2-1 at Newcastle at the weekend. I This is so Fulham fan of me. When in the last 5 minutes before it happened, I was already, do you do this thing where you tell? I was already telling myself we've lost this game, just so when it did happen it was more like processable for me. So I
yeah.
got myself to a place that like it feels like someone's going to score. So I'm already just going to accept that we've lost the game.
Yeah. I think that's a good survival instinct right there. I like it. You're protecting yourself, your feelings.
Yeah, so I already felt like that's what had happened by the time.
Mm. Definitely. Well, listen, I think that's a very sensible thing to do. On the other hand, I had the hope, I had the passion. I thought, yes, we're gonna do this.
Yeah,
And like they say, it's the hope that kills you. But
massive, massive game at the weekend with Wolves now, our home to Wolves.
huge. Apps. And I think, on paper it looks bad. We've got these, losses in a row, but it's not like we've not been in every single game. It's not, that we've not been taken apart by these teams. These have been close games against Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle. These are big games, and so I think it's very easy, I think, to get down on ourselves. But the reality is, Wolves is a big game. But we'll go in and we'll do what we normally do, which is play fantastic football and go for the win. It's how Marco plays his football, and you know I fully expect a fantastic game.
Do you know what? I think something in what you just said there, because even like when I've been hearing people talk about the squads in the Champions League this week, and it's like lots of people are saying that Arsenal have the best squad in the Champions League, and to think that we played it at home with all those injuries, no Robinson, no centre, well, no Raul played, didn't he? There's a lot of injuries.
Yeah, a
We
lot
only
of injuries.
we only got beat 1-0 there, and we're in the game for a long chunks of it. So let's not panic.
No,
Let's pick up some wins. Let's let's hope that we win the League Cup. You might have to edit that bit out.
absolutely. Let's
Just-
find our happy place, our calm place, and not get too carried away. I saw just quickly, Felix, before we go on, I saw there was you were down the cottage this week on the balcony during the week. Tell us a little bit about that. What was going on there?
Well, so I've got I as you know I've written a book, Ivan, because we've
Yeah.
been going behind the scenes every time I come to Fulham, telling you about it. Where last year I went to every single round of the FA Cup from extra
Amazing.
preliminary to the final and sort of written a weird road trip book about England, English football, English people, and then like in a deeper sense about displacement, belonging, as
Yeah.
we were talking to there, a safe place for loss, heartbreak, and what football does to the psyche. And so I went down to the cottage. Thank you to Jeff and everyone at Fulham. Just had me on the balcony to read bits of the book, which Fulham has shared, which is really sweet. But in the book, obviously Fulham becomes quite a big part of it because I'm going to random games across the country. Like starts at Penrith, I'm going to Cray Wanderers, all these places. But when we get to the fifth round we were away at Manchester United, so the win on penalties at Old Trafford forms quite a big part of it. And then the quarter final at home to Palace when I'm talking about my nephew Jet and him suddenly falling in love with the game and
Yeah.
watching his heart break for the first time.
Oh.
Quarter final at Palace, and there's just a lot of stuff about how Fulham, and I don't know it's the same for you, but how Fulham was a lifeline for me at
Mm.
that point in my life, finding Fulham and all the things that it spoke to me about. So that's all in the book, and it's out. It's out this week.
It's out this week. That's honestly, I genuinely, and it's not just because you're sitting here and because I know you. There it is. I cannot wait to read it. I cannot wait to read it. It's
Who else can't wait to read it? That's Matt Horn from Gavin and Stacey. And the
yeah.
reason I say that is because this week, right, for the fixed listeners, I was sending the book out just to people like I work with or people who would like to read it. And so I sent one to Ivan. Like, there were a bunch of people I'm sending it to, and I sent one to Matt Horn of Gavin and Stacey. And I got a message from Matt yesterday, and it turned up at his door. There's a book that says, "Dear Ivan, love working with you. Come on, you whites." So Matt Horn has got Ivan's copy. Gavin's got Ivan, and Ivan is probably going to. Have you had?
I'm literally post is due any moment now, and I fully expect Matt Horn's copy of your book to be here. Hoping it's a lovely message. Hope it's does it still say "Come on, you whites"? I'm hoping you've signed every book with "Come on, you whites."
Come on, Fulham.
Yeah,
Is
quite
it,
right.
So, what do you want to swap them, or do you want to keep Matt's?
I personally, if Matt's happy with it, I'll hold on to Matt's copy and then just get you to add another note on another page or even underneath his. My wife's obsessed with Gavin and Stacey, so I mean, loads of people are. So when I told her that, she was very excited.
It's a happy accent. I'm glad it's landed that way.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'm very excited, and I genuinely can't wait to read it and get my hands on the copy, man. So,
but who's on this week, Ivan?
oh, it's the Rev. It's the Rev. Now, it's someone that, deservedly received a Forever Fulham Award quite rightly. He's a person, he's not a player. He's not a celebrity or anything like that. Well, he is to us, obviously, but he's just a really important part of the Fulham family. I see him every single match day, but he's been part of, the Fulham history for the last 40 years, maybe more, I think. And he's just a wonderful guy with an incredible Fulham story to tell. And yeah, we had to get him on the pod, and it is absolutely delightful.
He's fantastic. And just to quickly say, you say he wasn't, well, he is a celebrity to us, you rightly say, because when I was first coming to Fulham, which is written about in his book, actually, one of the things that it was in the days pre, like, phones bombarding us, really. So I would read the program from front to back like it was a novel every week. And my favorite part of the Fulham program in the 90s was Rev's Reflections, which was a page which would talk about the goings on inside Fulham at the parish, and it really painted a picture of what the essence of what Fulham Football Club was to me. So, the first time I met the Rev, I was genuinely starstruck.
Same it.
And all the people that we speak to on this, Roy Hodgson, Dimitar Berbatov, don't forget that the people that actually are what Fulham Football Club is more than anybody else are people like Rev.
Yeah, without a doubt. I couldn't agree more. Let's throw to him.
Come on, Fulham.
Rev, welcome to Fulham Fix.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
It's so nice to have you. Like, I'd quickly just say, to get it out of the way, when I first started coming to Fulham, I used to read Rev's Reflections in the programme.
In the programme,
every single week. So I'm borderline starstruck to have been in the presence of you.
Well, I remember you mentioning it to me once, yes.
Yeah, we did. Because, like, it was really... what's beautiful about that, when I look back on it, the piece I used to write regularly, obviously, for the programme, is it really summed up something about Fulham Football Club to me that I believe to be true, that you kind of had an essence of. Do you know what I mean? It was a sort of self-deprecating sense of humour to it. It was really lovely, heartwarming. It kind of summed up what I imagined Fulham to be.
Oh,
do you think of it the same? Like, how do you remember that time?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we were struggling a lot of the time, weren't we?
Yes.
But there's something about the Fulham family of being together. I think,
exactly.
I remember my son reading Fever Pitch and then throwing the book at me and said, "Read this, Dad, it describes you." I know it's going to be a crap game, but I'm going anyway.
Yeah.
But it describes him too, so I don't know what he was talking about.
Great. Because you started coming to Fulham in the 50s.
I did indeed.
Yeah.
First time I came, my uncle brought me. I don't know how old I was. It must have been about 1950. We were playing Portsmouth, which would have been in the first division. We'd gone up in 49 and we had a couple of seasons and then went back down again.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Nothing changes.
Yeah. And I then didn't go till I was at secondary school. Started going in my first year and then sort of partway through, I just fell in love with the game, fell in love with football. And the team that were my heroes were the 1958 team that got to the Cup semi-final.
Right.
And then the following season we got promoted and stayed up for 9 years that time.
And this is Jim Langley and all these kinds of people, was it?
You mentioned his name without a tie on. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
you still think of those people as heroes? Yeah, of course you do.
Of course I do. It's interesting. I'm used to meeting footballers now, but I remember one of that team was Roy Bentley, he played at what we used to call right half in 58. In 59, he became a centre half.
Yep.
And I would still say he's the best I ever saw.
Wow.
Wasn't huge, but his timing in the air was superb. He was as hard as nails. Really good with young players. Both George Cohen and Alan Mullery have told me he made us.
Really?
Yes, he used to talk them through games.
Oh, lovely.
And so on. And so when I say I'm used to talking to footballers, when one of them showed up, like Roy Bentley came to one game and he was being interviewed and I went and chatted to him and I told him that Tosh Chamberlain was a friend of mine and was a member of my church. And he said, I'd brought a Christmas card from him. I'd hoped he was going to be here. He said, can you deliver it for me? And I thought, I would pay you.
I've been waiting my whole life for this
to do something for you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's so beautiful.
Do you picture yourself as a young fan here? Where were you in the stadium at the time? Where did you used to sit and watch?
Well,
stand
and watch. Yeah. I used to stand. I used to like to stand on the left down here, so I was near Jim.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was never coached or anything. I learned how to play football.
Right.
Through watching, and I wanted to be a winger like Tosh at first. And I remember our youth team captain said, would you like to try at left back? And I did. Had a really good game, even though I'm right-footed. So I used to study Jim and George and Roy to learn about defending.
Oh, lovely.
So, yeah.
See, and you didn't end up playing left back for Fulham, but you did end up being the chaplain from 1990 until present day.
I had played left back and goalkeeper for the staff team.
Right. Okay. So technically you have. Technically I have.
And how did those performances go? Were they all right?
They were all right. Yeah. Actually, I still remember.
Are you all right in goal? You said goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, that's right. Well, actually the first game I played some 1-2s down the left. And Ray Lewington, who was playing, said, well played, Gary Piper. And so I've treasured that.
That's all you need.
Yeah. I felt very mean in goal. We were playing the Stewards. And I hadn't let a goal in. And they were longing to score a goal against Fulham.
Yeah, but you needed a clean sheet, Yeah,
and I thought I could keep a clean sheet at the Cottage.
Yeah, totally.
I felt mean afterwards, but I did.
A rare clean sheet at the Cottage.
You're not a charity here. You can't be just letting in their goals to give them that little thrill.
Exactly.
They've got to up their game,
yeah,
Stuart.
absolutely. I did have in one game a row with Simon Morgan. I think we were playing the programme writers against the fanzine.
Okay, right.
And it was down at the Putney end. I was in goal, and they had a corner, and there were two guys standing at the corner of the penalty area, and I was shouting at my defenders to mark them. The corner was a good one. It came straight over, went straight to them, and one of them volleyed it, and I got across the goal, turned it round the post. Simon then started shouting at me that I should have caught it. And I was shouting at him, I asked you to mark them.
Isn't that imagine getting into that argument?
I thought, this is great. The club captain and the club chaplain shouting at each other.
Great.
Obviously, you've been pitch side ever since I've been doing this job. We saw each other pretty much every game. I don't think.
I don't miss many. No.
You know, that's always lovely. I mean, I can't imagine you in the kind of always have a nice little moment and say hello, and I can't imagine you shouting.
Yeah, it's good.
It's interesting. I shout when we score.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes,
I do express frustration sometimes. I will own up to you that in the tunnel, which is where I stand, there's a small dent. There's a sort of low cupboard where the groundsmen keep their stuff.
Yeah.
A black sort of tin cupboard. It's when West Ham got a last-minute equaliser.
This season.
Yes, I think it was this season. Yes. I kicked it. And
We're going to have to invoice you. I think.
yes.
That is Fulham property.
I know.
I'm trying to work out who dented that lovely cupboard.
But you can't help it if you care.
Totally.
I mean, I think we've all kicked.
It brings it all out of us. Yeah. That's just made me think of Mark Hughes kicking that water bottle down the touchline. But anyway, that's another thing.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned Ray Lewington, because he was the first person you came in to be chaplain of Fulham, which would have been a rare. I mean, I haven't heard of chaplains of football clubs. Is it a thing?
It's very, very common now. Most football clubs have one. I was the first one here, but yeah.
But you were the first one to do it.
Fulham, yeah.
And was it something that you thought, oh, maybe I could do, you know?
Well, I was involved with an organisation called Christians in Sport at the time.
Right.
There's a separate chaplains organisation now. And I said I was interested. And I remember thinking, supposing they say to me, Fulham don't wonder, but Chelsea are interested. I thought I could not possibly do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't wish them well, you know. But I approached.
Can't pray for them.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So I did. I spoke to Lou, and he said yes, but it wasn't official until the next manager, Alan Dix, came.
Okay.
And he invited me to come and introduce myself to the players, which was quite nerve-wracking. It was down here at the cottage. They'd been training here. Unforgettable. I walked in and the wooden door to the cottage was in splinters because Gavin Nebling, who was playing for us, had lost his temper about something and smashed it.
Wow.
And I went in and everybody was sitting there with faces like thunder, showing no interest at all as I introduced myself.
Yeah.
And then I went, Gavin was having treatment and the manager came in to see him and he said, oh, I'm going to have to pay for that, boss. I'd got to know Gavin already. And he phoned me that evening and apologised to me for, sorry I spoilt your day. But actually, I thought that was difficult. But the reserves that was in the morning. I came back to watch the reserves play in the afternoon. And Gary Brazil was sitting up there and he just sat next to me and chatted to me and sort of broke the ice.
Lovely.
We'd been good friends ever since.
Oh,
so that I thought was, he said to me years later, that's all right, I talk to anybody.
So what, for people that don't know, what does it entail? Are you communicating, because you go into the Motspur Park every Friday, don't you?
I do,
or pretty much, and so you've always been a part of a club for as long as anyone really now in the modern era of Fulham.
Yeah.
And is it communication with players, and you know what's the
communication with staff and with players? I go in. I go around the offices or some of the offices, chat to people there. There are some Christian folk that I try to encourage and other people who want someone to talk to. And then usually I go to the medical room, talk to those who are getting treatment out, and then meet the players when they come off from training.
Right, yeah, great.
And chat with them. And then, I've made friends over the years with a lot of them. I'm still in touch with Kit Simons and Chris Coleman.
Yeah.
Moritz Volz sort of adopted my wife and I, and we are honorary grandparents to his children.
No way.
Yeah.
You officiated his wedding, is that right?
I did officiate his wedding, yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, he was over at Christmas, so we saw it. I mean, you never know. There was one day, I knew he was in England, but I got a phone call saying, we'd be with you in 2 hours.
Oh, that's turning up like that.
Him, Annika, his wife, and 4 children. You know,
Oh,
we're going to have 6 visitors this afternoon. Suddenly.
Great. So lovely. And you christened Kit Simon's daughters, is that
I
right?
did, yes.
Yeah. So it's like a long relationship with families.
That's right.
Clubs, and
and then, but also I've taken funerals, weddings, baptism for supporters over the years.
Yeah.
And for staff at the club as
Yeah.
well. And, you know, and I spoke at, well, first of all, this was a moment, it's going to sound like boasting, I don't mean it to.
These do.
But I'd spoken at Bedford Jezard's
Yeah, wow.
funeral, because I knew Beddy a bit and I knew his granddaughter. So I spoke at the funeral. We came back to the cottage afterwards and Johnny Haynes came up to me and said, when you'd finished speaking, I wanted to clap you, but I thought everybody would laugh at me. And I thought, you mustn't clap me because you're Johnny Haynes.
Yeah, I clap you.
And I'm nobody. Yeah.
I clap you,
Really
Johnny.
thought, yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was overawed, and he said, I'd like you to speak at my funeral. And I laughed, but he died 2 or 3 months later.
Right.
But he was up in Edinburgh living. His wife, Avril, didn't know he'd asked me that. But I spoke at we had a memorial service to him at the big church in Hammersmith Broadway, and I led that and spoke at that.
Incredible.
And took Tosh Chamberlain's funeral because he was one of my best friends, and George Cohen's funeral, Fred Callahan's funeral.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a real deep connection with
Yeah,
legends of his club.
and
yeah.
I knew all these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you've and
Incredible.
do you find as well when you get sort of new sort of players coming in? Do you find a lot of them just want to talk, just want to be around you? Do you find a lot of them are curious about, I suppose,
Not so
religion?
curious because there are a lot of us, and a lot of the players who come from abroad. Some of them, I'm like Real Madrid. I've got a chapel
You're right, okay.
there, and because
way.
there's a lot of Catholics there.
Yeah.
Americans say, do you have chapel before games? Because I've done this for American football teams, NFL types, gone and done a service in their hotel before they play.
Oh, really?
Because this is what they always do.
Yeah.
And you always got a ticket to watch them at Wembley for doing it.
Have you done this recently for NFL?
Not for about 5 or 6 years.
Well, that's pretty recently.
Yeah.
It was for the Jaguars, or
It wasn't for the Jack. I can't remember who it was for now. I know my friend Stuart, who fixed it up. He and I left early because we were a bit bored.
They go.
oh, no comment.
Yeah.
Met these Americans on the train. These women who were just. They asked me, "Are you going to support us?" And I said, "Well, I can't really because I did chapel for the other team this morning."
Right, yeah.
You did what? Wow! They're calling their husbands. This guy did chapel for, and I thought, and I'm standing there in front of a crowd of huge guys and no idea who any of them were.
Yeah.
But so
And were they all quite receptive as well to you?
Oh yeah, they were expecting it. Yeah.
Do you know what? It's interesting. As you're saying this, I'm just thinking it's really interesting sort of metaphor in some ways, because a lot of people refer to Craven Cottage or their football clubs as places of worship. And, and you talk about faith and belonging and belief. So there is a lot of connection, isn't there?
Yeah,
with the way people think
definitely
about
there
things?
is. And this place, I suppose, I mean, it's not a huge stadium, but every season, beginning of the season, when I come in, I just think, I love being here.
Yeah.
And I said once, I think Craven Cottage, my second home, is and my wife said, "Are you sure it's second?"
yeah. It feels like almost.
Yeah, it feels like, but it is. And sometimes one of the ball assistants, one of the girls, said a couple of games ago, I was walking in and people were saying hello to me. And she said, "Gary knows everybody here." That's it. And I do know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because outside of fans, there's not many people at a football club that is about for that long, if that makes sense. Staff come and go, managers come and go, players come and go.
Yeah.
And so it's quite rare because, you know, you say you've been at the club since the 90s, and it's like to be that present, to be, you know, outside of being just a fan, doesn't really exist outside of that role, is there? I can't think of another role where that would be
heartbeat of the
Probably
place.
not. No.
you know what I mean? So you've really seen. I mean, you know, we get a lot of, you know, people on the pod and stuff, and we talk about incredible moments, whether it's, you know, the European run or, you know, the years with Keegan and Tigana and stuff, and you've seen it all, and you've seen it all. You've had a front row, you know, seat to it. You know, what are your memories of those?
Some great memories. I mean, the Juventus game.
Yeah.
I had tears in my eyes at the end of that. It was, you know, because we had no chance. They scored after 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So mate, it's 4-1 down. We need you to score 4 goals.
I'm stopping myself from asking whether you prayed to someone.
Well, I was about to say, how often do you?
I don't. Because somebody's praying for the other team as well.
Exactly.
God can't win on that one.
I read a story about you being stopped by a player in a car park to ask you about a book of Revelation, to explain Revelation.
Yes, that's right.
Talk us through that.
He was a believer, but he didn't want the others to know because he was a bit embarrassed.
Interesting.
And he said, "Oh, can you explain to me about the Book of Revelation?" And I said, "Well, I think it'll take a little longer."
How long have you got?
Yes, yeah. So I bought him a book that explains it fairly straightforwardly. Yeah.
No way. So they almost privately come up and ask to explain.
Oh yeah.
Players. Yeah, great.
And we got several players who are believers now, and so,
Right. And obviously Zoltan Gera and John Pantsill were very religious,
that's right.
weren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's beautiful. I kind of want to ask you for your all-time Fulham.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
My all-time.
For the benefit of people here, we're just about to play Liverpool, and Ivan's has to report to his duties very soon.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to go relatively soon. But you've seen more Fulham games probably than most people.
Yeah.
Would you do us the honour of putting together a Fulham 11?
Oh gosh, I don't want to upset anybody.
No one. Don't worry. You won't upset.
No, you
anyone.
will.
You might, but don't worry about them.
Well, these are players. Yeah.
Should we start with it? Should we start at the back?
I'm not giving you too big a task.
No.
No, he's got this already. He's ready to go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on.
In goal.
In goal.
Team.
I'm tossing up between Macedo and Schwarzer.
Oh,
actually.
hello.
Okay.
Didn't expect you to say that.
But, you know, I just love, you know, Macedo was a big hero at the time. So I'll go for Tony. Goal.
Sorry, Mark.
Don't go. All right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Schwartz.
So we do.
I do love you, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's also
Centre backs.
Centre backs, centre halves, centre backs. Oh, without a doubt, Roy Bentley, Bobby Moore.
Oh, come on. Come on, Roy Bentley.
I'd like to write these down. Go
Sorry,
for
I'm
it.
doing Roy Bentley, Bobby Moore.
Yes.
In your full backs.
So you
Fullbacks, well, you can guess that. George Cohen, Jim Langley.
come on. Sorry, Anthony Robinson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think? Yeah.
That's a strong team so far.
Okay, so we got 4.
So we need our midfield.
What are we playing? 4-4-2.
Yeah, if you like. Okay.
Yeah.
So in midfield, Mullery.
Come on. Yeah, Alan Mullery played centre midfield, didn't he? Was it a holding midfield player type?
He was a holding midfield player.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, nice. I was speaking to him on Friday.
How is he?
He's okay, actually. Yeah. And
Did Mullery as God used to be on
yeah, used to be painted on the wall just outside.
They
Yes.
got rid of that, didn't they? It's such a
Yeah.
yeah. Did you write that?
He didn't write that.
No.
No, because he told me, and I didn't write it. He got here with his son.
Right.
And his son said, "That says Mullery is God." And Alan said, "Yeah, you don't believe that, do you?" No. So he said, "No." So he's the holding midfield player.
Yeah,
He
Mullery.
got forward. Yeah.
All right. I like that.
And then, so I've got another 3 in midfield.
Yeah,
well,
yeah. You need another
Next to-
midfield.
Bobby Robson, Johnny Haynes.
Oh my God. Okay.
These are not bad players.
No, they're not.
No, they're incredible players.
There's also been no one from 1990 or 1980 onward, I don't think. Yep.
I know. Well, distance lends enchantment, but those guys were all all internationals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Great
that's very
phrase.
true.
So we need one more midfield. I don't know where. So Mullery, Haynes, Robson. Oh,
Yeah, Mullery, that's not a bad one.
One more midfielder.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that one. Let me see. Up front,
Okay.
I'll go for Louis Sahar.
No way. I love that.
And out on the right, Graham Leggett.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
You got goals galore
Yeah, you really.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with those three midfielders.
Yeah.
And if I don't put Josh Chamberlain on the left, he'll come back and haunt me.
Okay, he's in.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. He's in.
Okay, we got a team. And
His wife would haunt me, and I'm not scared of him, but Margaret's a different kettle of fish.
and that's coming from the Reverend. And who would your manager be if you had your favourite Fulham manager of all time?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think, I'm sorry, Ray, but I think Roy got us to 7th in the Premier League and to a European final.
And the Great Escape as well.
And the Great Escape, yeah. And Lou is his coach because they work together so well.
Beautiful. And do you know what?
Plus Lou's a mate.
And I think he would manage that selection of players. I think they would have an affinity with each other.
Yeah.
That would be a strong team.
All right, so maybe to sing us out of the episode, Rev, do you fancy reading that out? Your all-time team?
My all-time team is Tony Macedo in goal. And then the back four, Roy Bentley, Bobby Moore, George Cohen, Jim Langley. Only Cohen and Langley are the two fullbacks. In midfield, Mullery, Robson, Haynes. That's not bad. Up front, Leggett, Sahar and Chamberlain. Managed by Roy Hodgson, coached by Ray Lewington.
Rev,
That would be good.
pleasure to have you. And if anyone sees Rev around, don't be scared to say hello.
There he is, the Rev. Like I said, just such a lovely guy. And you can always see him every match day, almost without fail, with the ball kids, like just before the match, walking them around, getting them in position. Honestly, he's just such an important part of the Fulham family.
He is, and I miss Rev's reflections. Next week, it's the man Tom Kearney referred to as Ross McContract.
He is. Cannot wait. He is. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, and a lot to talk about.
I say next week, it's probably next episode, isn't it? So probably in 2 weeks. But there's a lot for Ross to talk about, and that is a really good one.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. One more time, you said just before we go, your book. It's out this Thursday.
Yes.
I realised in all of our chatting away, I don't think you even told us what it's called.
It's called Whatever Will Be, Will Be. I'm holding it to camera here if you're watching on YouTube. That's out Thursday, the 30th of October. If you'll notice on the cover, I don't know if you can see it here, I am intentionally wearing the Fulham away kit from the glory years. So that's like the 75 team, red and black. They said that it wasn't allowed to be too Fulham-y because it might be too partisan because it's supposed to be for everyone. But that's why I've
A little nod.
actually got that Fulham kit on. There.
It looks great. It looks like a proper old school. You know the cigarette
Exactly.
packets.
That's
Like,
designed to look like. I just thought if it could look like
So
old
good.
cards.
yeah, man. Like, yeah, I remember my granddad used to have those like framed of all the players and things like that. That's brilliant.
I'm so happy you got that, Ivan, because that is exactly what the idea was. Yeah.
Well, listen, I cannot wait to read Matt Horn's copy when it arrives, honestly. And yeah, it's going to be a busy week for you, man.
Thanks, mate. In fact, yeah, it is. Come on, Fulham. But most importantly, we got to win this weekend on Wolves.
Yeah.
Everyone and Fulham, get the stars aligning. Think about it.
Find a happy place.